Hello everyone, for today's video I have a moveset that's based around what the most expensive attacks are in terms of Zenny in Xenoverse 2. This was recommended by Wait, so if you guys have any moveset theme suggestions for yourself, please feel free to leave them in the comments and the best ones will be used for future videos. But please do take a quick look at the link I have in the description and in the comments, because that will take you to my Xenoverse themed moveset playlist, so it's just in case you recommend something that I've already done in the past. And of course, if you do enjoy these videos, please leave a like. So in a previous video I asked you guys what the most expensive attacks are in terms of Zenny, because I've brought everything in the game, so I just don't know what the most expensive attacks are. So my very good friend Animes left a comment detailing what the most expensive attacks are in Xenoverse 2 that you can purchase with Zenny. So I just have to give a massive thank you and shout out to Animes, because without his list I probably wouldn't have done this video, so once again thank you ever so much. So for our supers, he's actually listed 5 here. So we have Kaioken Kamehameha for 50,000 Zenny, Punisher Drive for 35,000, as well as Double Buster, Split Finger Shot and Infinity Explosion, all for 35,000 Zenny. And 2 of the most expensive ultimate attacks in the game are times 20 Kaioken Kamehameha and Soul Punisher, both costing 150,000 Zenny each. And finally we have Armored Boost, which just costs 8,000 Zenny. Getting into the moveset, I decided to use Future Super Saiyan just because, in my opinion, it's the hardest transformation to get for Saiyans. It's not really hard to be honest, but it's the hardest. Just because the only way you can unlock it is by completing the secret ending to the story mode. And again, it's not really hard, but collecting the eggs can be a bit of a pain. So that's the only reason why I've put it here. Plus this moveset does take a lot of keys, so Future Super Saiyan will just give me a bit more key regeneration. I also decided to wear Beerus's outfit for this moveset because each part costs 80,000 Zenny, so it is the most expensive outfit that you can buy from the store. And I decided to use an accessory, which is the Angel Halo, which costs 45,000, so again that's the most expensive accessory you can get. And the most expensive Super Soul that you can buy is called, this is a real Kamehameha, which costs 48,000 Zenny. Now granted, every fight that I did have in this video was with restrictions on, so it ended up being that the Super Soul I used just didn't have any effect at all. But again, it's still there for whatever reason, you know, just in case I suppose, I don't know. Let's move on to the first fight. My opponent picked Super Gogeta, and if I remember correctly, he loved using Punisher Drive. I think it was this fight, so you're going to see a few Punisher Drives in this video, like right here. I mean, that was very cool. Like, we went into a sort of Punisher Drive beam clash because you saw like the explosion, so I just thought that looked very nice. It's a shame clashes aren't actually in the game, maybe in Xenoverse 3. Lol joke, they'll never be in the Xenoverse franchise. So I forgot to mention this, but this guy, he doesn't know how to manage his stamina. Like right there, when he had 2 bars of stamina recovered, he immediately went for the Vanish, which was just extremely predictable. When he went for the Super Kamehameha, I could have easily used the Harming Dash to break his guard, but I wouldn't be able to finish him off in that amount of time, so he would have just been able to get a full bar of stamina recharge while taking damage, but not really that much. And I just prefer to keep my opponent's stamina low rather than breaking it unless I know for a fact I can finish them off. But with that being said, I did go for the stamina break here, and the reason I did that was because, I mean, okay, I know I can beat this guy, but I wanted to try and hit him with the full Stardust Breaker. So I went for the Punisher Drive, and I thought I had enough key to use Soul Punisher, but you need 5 and I just had 4, so that just sucked. He breaks my guard here, but he did kind of lag out and we went into a clash, and after we exited, I went for the times 20 Kaioken Kamehameha to try and hit him so I'll be able to get my full stamina recharge. And he really starts to panic now because he just went for his evasive when he really didn't need to. A simple Vanish would have sufficed if he really wanted to get out of it, and he just keeps using Punisher Drive. Like, I know he's starting to lose his cool now. And here he just continuously uses the Aura Burst, which is going to take 1 bar of stamina each time you use it. So it's like he really is starting to panic now, so I probably should just finish him off. And because he was kind of spamming Punisher Driver on me, I'm just going to kind of spam it on him now. At this point, there's not really much I can say. I mean, we're just trying to hit each other with Punisher Drive, and we're not really having that much luck because we're either just like blocking it or just moving out of the way. It was kind of funny, but it did get to the point where it just became more frustrating than anything. I think I'll go for it again once more, but that misses something. Okay, I'm low on health and he's also low on health, so I could get the Zenkai boost, and we're both low on stamina as well, so I just need to kind of just finish this guy off. He goes for the stamina break there, I perfectly blocked it, and I finish him off with the Zenkai boost, Kaioken Kamehameha, and finally that will be enough to put that guy away. He was very annoying, I would admit, but let's move on to the next battle. I really wanted to include this next battle because my opponent picks Timebreaker Bardock, the Masked Saint, and you just don't see people use that online now. And I mean, 7 seconds in, I've predicted every single time he vanished, and now I've broken his guard. And I probably shouldn't have done that for the reasons that I explained in the last fight, because I broke his guard and because I'm probably not going to be able to finish him off by the time his stamina recharges. He's going to get a full bar of stamina back, but if he's going to play like he did just, then that's not really going to be a problem because he's just extremely predictable. I go for Future Super Saiyan here, he goes for Meteor Crash, I counter it with Punisher Drive, that looks very nice, I will admit. Now in a moment he's going to go for Super Ki Explosion, but that's not really going to be a problem because I don't know why, but I just had a feeling he was going to use it, so I used Armored Boost to get me out of the way of danger. I went back in and hit him immediately, but because I was all over the place, like where my character was positioned, the back hit just wouldn't have connected, and the guy is really starting to panic now. Like, I know I've won this fight. Instead of going for Vanish here, he's going to use his evasive, probably because he knows I'm going to counter it. I go for the time skip there because of lag, and at this point I'm thinking, well, I don't need to pursue him. I'll just wait for him to pursue me and I'll punish him. I went for Armored Boost just to get a stamina reset because why not? I can get away with it. And now I remember what I wanted to do. I wanted to hit him with the full Stardust Breaker, which you first have to hit them with Punisher Drive and then Soul Punisher. But because he had no health and basically gave up because he was just standing still, and because he had pretty much no health, he wouldn't have even survived the Punisher Drive, so at the end I just decided to finish him off with the first attack from the ×20 Kaioken Kamehameha. Next battle, my opponent has Final Kamehameha and Kulu's Supernova as his 2 ultimates, which I see that combo come up fairly often now. Probably because they're the most badass looking attacks in the game, but with that being said, and I've mentioned this before, they're extremely slow, but they do a lot of damage, so that's the balance. But having 2 very slow attacks, 2 slow ultimates I should say, it's not really a good idea because when you would be able to use one of those ultimates, it'll be a situation where either of those 2 would hit. So instead of having 2 slow ultimates, ideally you should have 1 slow ultimate and then something that's more reliable, that's faster, or something that's more utility, and by that I mean Reverse Magnetic Senko or Mystic Flash, because you're just giving yourself more options. And I've used this example a million times before. It's like in Xenoverse 1 having Super Saiyan 1 and Super Saiyan 2 as your 2 ultimates because, well, you can't use both of them at the same time. It's just pointless having them both there. And it's like having Super Kamehameha and the full Power Energy Wave as your 2 ultimates. Now granted, in that situation it's a bit different because they're both very reliable, but again, they're basically the same thing, so you're just limiting yourself to what you can actually do. So what I really wanted to do for this video, and I couldn't get it to work, I wanted to use the full Stardust Breaker combo, which again, it's Punisher Drive followed by Soul Punisher. Here I go for the Kaioken ×20 Kamehameha by mistake, hence why I said now I'm mad, because that was a perfect opportunity there if it did hit, but again I used the wrong attack. I still won, but it would have been nice if I could have tried to hit him with the Stardust Breaker. Oh well, let's see if I have any more luck in the next fight. I'm laughing because I remember, like, spoiler alert I guess, I couldn't get it to work. I went into the offline training mode, like between these fights, to see if I was doing anything wrong, because whenever I tried to use Soul Punisher online, I just couldn't get it to turn around after using Punisher Drive. Offline, I did it 100% of the time, but I don't know if this is some sort of bug online, but it just wouldn't connect. I just couldn't get it to work. Like, I don't know why. Again, it must be some sort of bug, because every single time, and I tried it like 10 or 15 times offline, just in training mode, it worked, and online, I couldn't get it to work once, so it would have been nice if I could have hit him with this and finished off that way, because it's just an epic attack. So I think it's in this fight where I tried to use it like 3 times or like twice at the very end when I knew I could win, just then hit me to get some ki back, hence why I used Future Super Saiyan early on to try and get some ki regeneration going, but it just wouldn't work, and oh well, let's move on. So in a moment he's going to vanish, and again that's because he's going to get 2 bars of stamina recovered and he's going to want to avoid any danger. I break his guard here, and for some reason I thought I had 6 bars of ki so I could go for it, but I didn't. I only had like 4, so he's basically going to get a free, well, not a free stamina reset, but if he managed his stamina a little better there, he would have been able to get a proper stamina reset and pretty much have the advantage of me, because right here we kind of now have the same amount of health. Now granted I do have more than he does, but it's not really that much of a difference. I go for the stamina break again here, thinking okay, maybe I can hit him with it now. I connect Punisher Drive, but when I go for the Soul Punisher, it just didn't turn around, so I'm thinking, That's fantastic, that's wonderful. So I'll go for the double buster here, or one of the attacks called. He hits me back again here and goes for the flash strike, which he's done a few times, but it is a very deadly combo. He goes for the super Kamehameha right in front of me, and there's just no way in hell it was going to hit me. It just wasn't going to happen. So here I'm thinking, well, I'm not going to be able to try to get on him because he's got no health, so I just use the aura burst dash, and that's going to be enough to put that guy away. So thank you guys for watching the video. I really do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, and with that being said, I'll see you next time.